like their beliefs as far as like them talking about dating somebody, being in a relationship with somebody, or even talking to somebody, it's supposed to be a purpose behind it. Marriage. Marriage. You don't entertain the foolery. You don't condone what is it? Premarital sex, adultery. I think that's what it's called. Well, they don't adultery. I would say it does exist in the Muslim community, but 9 times out of 10 it don't, because they can have multiple wives. They believe in multiple wives, and I've been believed in that, because to a certain extent, as long as the man isn't cheating on you, lying to you, hiding secrets, living a double life, yeah, you can be upfront and honest. Okay, I have second wife, or I want to have a second wife, and he telling you that, by all means, be my guest, because that's somebody else to cook, that's somebody else to clean, that's somebody else to help out. Pay some, well, they don't, well, I don't know, some of them don't, but pay some bills, and by all means, help yourself. Just do not do nothing that's unclean. Don't do nothing that's unclean. And then when they go to the bathroom, a lot of Muslim women also believe you're supposed to wash your cooch. You wash your cooch, which is your private area, and then you wipe off, you dry. But you always wash your cooch. Wash your private area. Dry, and then they believe that's the correct. Muslims believe that's the correct thing that you're supposed to do, and it's just about hygiene. Now, I do wash, when I use the bathroom, yes, especially if it's a number 2, yeah. Now, number 1, no, not every time, but I do keep wipes in my purse, the little cleansing wipes and stuff. Yes, I believe in wiping it up, because pee is dirty and it does leave droplets, and droplets leads to dirt, and that's something that's dispelling out of your body that needs to be cleansed off. You want to be in perfect hygiene at all times. And even they believe in cleaning. They believe in cleaning yourself before you pray. You're supposed to wash off before you even pray. It's just so cool. Like, Muslims think so logical and so smart, down to a T. And then everything is so simple, it just makes sense. And they write it out as plain as day. Okay? Now, at first, back in the day, I didn't like what I seen about women's rights. Now, I did not like that. I did not like that. And then they were talking about on live, on this one guy's live that I watched, how Muhammad, they were having a debate, like, about beating their wives and stuff like that. Now, I disagree with that. Now, back in the day, they say, they believed in that, structure. Your man's supposed to discipline you and correct you because he's the head of your household. Woo, 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 woo. But now it's different. You can't do that. You can't be beating on nobody and all that stuff. No, it's against law. But it was just interesting because back in the day, they thought that was okay to hit your wife, to strike your wife, to beat your wife. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. They was like, yes. Then, like, they didn't like them. I was watching this one video, and they was overseas. I forgot where. I think it was Pakistan or it was Iraq. A lady was driving a car with this guy, and he was doing an interview with her, and they had stopped her. Like, the government had stopped her. Now, I'm not sure what exact country. I'm just saying what I saw. It was one of those countries over there, and they had pulled her over and told her, "Why are you driving? Why are you in the car? Why are you in the car driving with this man?" And da 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 da. They want her to get out her car and stop driving. Like, And it was this whole thing. Like, woo! I said, "Oh my gosh!" Like, they really went through it. Them women really went through it over there. I see why they're over here with us. Wow. I couldn't imagine living like that. I couldn't imagine living like that, yo. That shit is extreme. Excuse my language. Some of the stuff that women, and then one woman, oh, bless her heart. Alhamdulillah. She had to go to like a Islamic divorce court. And oh shit. Excuse my language. I gotta work on my cussing too. I gotta watch my language, you know. Don't be a foul-mouthed person. Don't be foul-mouthed all the time. But it's what I grew up in, you know. You are what you grew up in. But 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, this lady. It was so sad because they were showing the Islamic court over there in somewhere. I think it was Pakistan or somewhere. Don't quote me. It's on YouTube. Go look at it. They was showing this lady, and she wanted to get a divorce, right? So she had to go in front of two people. They were like strangers. Now this is Islamic court. Islamic court is a little bit different than American court. She had to go in front of these judges, explain to her what happened. Husband went missing for 5 years. Then got a whole new family. He didn't want to get her no divorce. She wanted to leave him. He wouldn't let her leave. He didn't financially take care of her. He told her he didn't want to have kids with her because she had a autistic son. And he was like, I don't want to have kids with you anymore. And she was like, why? She said, because we had an autistic son. She had 3 sons. She said, we had an autistic son. And I don't want to have kids with you no more. And he left her. 5 years. Then didn't want to get a divorce with her, but want to have his own marriage and live his own. That was foul. The girl on the video who was interviewing the Islamic court people, right? She was crying. She was in tears. She was like, I just can't believe this. Like, this still goes on. Like, this is something I have never seen in my whole entire life. Like, all this lady wanted was her freedom. And all he has to do is, when they have 3 public meetings, he has to announce, that he wants a divorce. He wants a divorce. He wants a divorce. He has to say it 3 times at like this public setting, she said. And then he gets his divorce. But a woman has to go to court. A woman has to be seen in front of these two people. And it was somebody else in there. I was like, what? It was just crazy. The things that them women have to go through. Some of them women have to go through is just, I feel bad for them. But the rules have changed nowadays. Oh man. Them women over there ain't going for that mess. That back in the day stuff. Huh! I had watched another video. This one woman, she had to tell her dad. She had to tell her dad. She was like, look, Dad, you can't keep calling me every day while I'm out 5 to 10 times a day trying to figure out where I'm at and who I'm with and giving me a curfew and all this other stuff. She was like, I'm sitting up here, I think she was like 28 or 29 years old. She was like, this is beginning to get a little bit obsessive. She said, how do you feel about me getting my own place? I want to be my own independent woman. Then I will find my family and I understood it because, you're grown now. Even though she did live with her parents because that's what they believe, she still wanted her independence. She wanted to feel some kind of separation from childhood life to adult life. And they were kind of overbearing her. And he was basically like, I just want to check up on you. I just love you so much. I got to make sure you're safe. He broke it down to why he was so overprotective over her. But it was just interesting. It was so interesting to watch last night. I stayed up till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Those videos about the Muslim culture and what they got going on over there in Islam. I mean, not in Islam, in Pakistan, Iraq, what is it? La something. It's another place over there. It starts with the L. La something. Over there, oh, my heart goes out to those people. I see why they come over here to America, because they want freedom. They want to be able to still believe in their religion and still be able to do certain things that they weren't able to do. And it's like, wow. Like, I always feel bad for countries or people who have to leave their countries and they have to go somewhere else in order to feel comfortable, or in order to feel that where they can take a deep breath. I always feel bad for people like that, because you should be able to be comfortable in your own city, your own state, your own country. But some of those rules, I see why a lot of Muslims had left. A lot of people of their community leave because they have so much to go through. And then they also got on another interesting topic where they were talking about 9/11 and how, like, they started to feel disrespected. They started to feel Muslims started to be attacked. Muslims started to be stereotyped. This one girl, when she was younger and her mom wore her hijab, right? She used to get spit on. Like, people be driving down the street and they would spit at her. They would spit at that woman. And then her child was like, Mom, why are they spitting at you? You young, you about 11, 12, you don't quite know what's going on. And she was like, don't pay it no mind. It is okay. Brush it off. Let it go. Some people just don't understand. Like, all Muslims are not the same. And they also was talking about last night how they did like this group discussion where everybody got in this line, right? It was like 5 or 6 of them. 5, 6 different Muslims got in this line. And it was mix of men, women, black, white, all different. They was from all different places, like all different places, and they all was in a line, right? And you had to vote, strongly disagree or agree. And they would call out these topics, like, do you feel like Muslim women are equal in America? Yes or no? And you have to go to the other side. Do you feel like Grand Rising High? Do you feel like it was like, do you feel like Muslim women are equal? And then you would go on strongly disagree or strongly agree. Then they were like, they were asking all kinds of interesting questions. I had watched it for a second time. And it was so interesting seeing and hearing people's different perspectives. Boy, they had me in tears, honey. They had me in tears. Some of them people talking. And they are so sweet. The people are so nice. Gosh. And this, I'm talking about black, white, Pakistani, who else? I gotta figure out that L name. They were all from different places, from over there. And it was just so interesting to listen to them talk, and like you could hear the pain. That's why I feel like Muslims, Mexican people, and black people all have the same relative story. Okay? We all, us three, African American people, Muslims, and Mexicans, we all kind of got that same struggle. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, you know. We all got that same struggle. And I just seen they were all Muslims, but they were all different races. All different from different everywhere. We all got that same struggle. And for them to come to a common ground, it was just so powerful to watch. Like, y'all got to go look at the video. That video, it was so emotional. It was so emotional to watch. Like, I want to tear up. I want to tear up thinking about it, because gosh, it's like no matter who you are, what shade you are, what color you come in, if you are tan or even we got the hard end of the stick, y'all. That's why we got to stick together. We got to come together as one. And that's what the Muslims stress a lot about. The oneness with Allah. The oneness with each other. Treating people how you would want Allah to treat, you know, how Allah would treat us. And how Allah would look at us. It just made so much sense. Ugh. But those people, you could hear the pain in those people's voices. And it was just like, whew. We have came so far in history, but we are still right here. You know? If you know, you know what I'm talking about. We're still right here. Whew. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, really, really, really touched my soul. This rice looks delicious. And I really want to learn how to cook their food. Their food, ooh, I really want to know how to cook Islamic food, Pakistani food. I really want to know how to cook their food. Their food yesterday, when the guy had the house meeting, his mom and wife had cooked some lamb chops and some kind of rice dish. And like, I don't know whether it was a beans or something at the end of the table. And then they had the pita bread. Oh my gosh. The food just looked so good. And the guy was like, who's hosting the party? He was like, yeah, y'all can tell when I cook, the way my mom cooks and my wife cooks, you're going to want to stay. You're going to want to stay here. She was like, really? And it was so, everybody was enjoying the meal. And then his mom and wife made desserts. That's another thing I do like, is how like the mother lives with the wife to help the wife and help the family as one. Like, I believe that is a wonderful thing. Now, it could be a headache sometimes, I'm sure, for the man, because daggone, that's a lot of women in your house that you got to deal with 24/7. But I like the idea because, dang, your wife always got some help. Your wife always have what she need. You know, sitting right there. That's that generation sitting right there. And then if y'all have kids, that's 3 generations in one house. Makes sense. It just makes sense. Some stuff just makes sense. Now, as far as like living with all the time, ooh, I don't know about that. That could be very difficult. Ooh, that could be very difficult. Now, coming to stay for a couple of weeks, okay. But living with, I had to think about it. Living with, ooh. I don't know. It all depends on if the mother and the wife have a good relationship. And just like before they're allowed to get a second wife, the second wife has to accept the first wife. And if she does not accept the first wife, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want a smart man. Ain't gonna want 2 women in the house. You know what I'm saying? And they don't believe in that, but still, we all human. So it's kind of like a structured thing. Now, arranged marriages, I seen something on that. Now, I get it, your parents want to choose for you because they believe like they know what's best. But, oh, no. This one girl I got up there, and her dad, she was living with her mom and dad, of course, because that's what they do. Until you get married, you don't leave the house. Some Catholics believe that too, as well, for their kids, their daughters. Because I had a Mexican friend, and her mom believed, she was Catholic, that they don't leave the house. The girls don't leave the house until you get married. Then you move out. Because your husband, you are now your husband's responsibility. You know? Makes sense. So, the girl was on an online dating site, and her dad was sitting beside her on the online dating site trying to pick her out a man, child. And she was like, no, I do not want a man. So I said, he has to wear a sajib or something like that. And I want him to be, he needs to have a beard, and he needs to have a good job and good money and support and love his mother and da-da-da-da-da. And no, you're not going to pick the guy. I'm going to help you pick the guy. She was like, no, Dad, like, I need to pick somebody not just off of culture. I need to pick this guy because I love him. I want to choose for love, not just for my culture belief. And he was like, oh, Lord. So they're going back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to show these videos. Hold on.